Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. This is your buddy Crypto Profit, and we're going to be taking a look at Balancer today. It is the top gainer in the last 24 hours with an increase of 32%, and the market is down 5% right now. So to be up 32%, it must be pretty good for them people holding Balancer, and we're going to find out if it's too late to get in or where we predict the price to be by the end of March, April, and then the end of the year as well. So let's see what we have. So right here in the last 24 hours, we're seeing a pretty much just directly increase. Obviously, we had a few dips, but for the most part, just an increase all the way up to that $65 amount. Obviously, when you see this has absolutely no, no indents inward, you're going to see that it just jumps directly from that 62.26 to $65 in less than 5 minutes. And that's something to be wary about. Any big jumps like that, you're going to want to be careful because obviously there's going to be a dip coming soon. So with what we're looking at in the last week, we see a 42% increase. A month, we see a 40% increase. In the last year, we see a 212% increase. So just recently, we saw a lot of the increase in the last 24 hours compared to the last year alone. So very, very big 24 hours for Balancer. The market cap right now is at 432.9 million. The volume in the last 24 hours is sitting at 557.1 million. And then the circulating supply is at that 6.9 million BAL. So a lot of you guys are asking me to take a look at Balancer because of the huge increase. And we're going to do just that pretty much. So Balancer is an Ethereum token that powers the Balancer protocol, an automated market maker that lets anyone create or add liquidity to trading pools while earning customizable trading fees. Balancer pools can have up to 8 tokens, and each token can be individually weighed within the pool, such that one token can make up as little as 2% of the total. So before we do any price prediction, we're going to learn just a little bit more about Balancer, but I do see potential based on the description and based on the price chart. Obviously, I've done my own research before this video. However, I'm going to take a look at the website now, and we are going to see if we think it is worth it to invest together. So obviously, I will never give you guys financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So if you are looking for financial advice, you're in the wrong spot. Just do your own research, and then you can always use my information, my news, to help make your decision. So we will look. We have Balancer. Balancer is a protocol for programmable liquidity. Let's go down to the bottom though. So they actually kind of show what this looks like. The generalized AMM, the global liquidity, and the smart pools. So pools controlled by smart contracts can implement any arbitrary trading strategy or logic. But then you can easily swap ERC20 tokens, exchange tokens without deposits, bids, and asks, and order management all on chain. So that's pretty cool. You get to stimulate trade, smart order routing, and unstoppable interference. So right now, as we kind of scroll down through Balancer and see what it's all about, you can see the flexibility built into the base protocol. They have up to 8 tokens, any weights, and programmability through smart contracts owned pools. So you can see that there is a lot more to this than maybe what met the eye when you were reading the description on Coinbase. So always click the website or always find their website and get all the information you're going to need before you make a decision on whether to invest, because obviously there's going to be a lot more to it than just a small paragraph trying to summarize. So what is an AMM? An AMM, or automated market maker, is is a general term that defines an algorithm for creating and managing liquidity. And you can always click learn more, see where it takes you. Is Balancer decentralized? Balancer makes every effort to be as trustless as possible. There are no admin controls, upgradability, or shutdowns built into the smart contracts. And then they ask, what is it useful for? By the way, I always suggest looking at the FAQs. I think a lot of us are beginners, and that'll make it a lot easier to understand fully what they're trying to do. And if you see potential, there probably is potential. So what is Balancer useful for? Instead of paying fees to portfolio managers to rebalance your portfolio, you collect fees from traders who rebalance your portfolio. You can earn returns by providing liquidity, or as a trader swap between any assets in the global liquidity pool. And obviously here they ask what are the fees on a pool. Bouncer pools charge a percentage of the input amount traded for each trade. The fee is customizable per pool and goes entirely to the pool or to the pool liquidity providers. And it just looks like a solid foundation. I think that Bouncer has what it takes to go long term. But as soon as we go back to this price chart, we have to realize what happened in the last week. So last week, you see a 42% increase. Anytime you see something that solid, you're going to probably see a decrease. Definitely at the end here, we saw an automatic, decrease coming because of this. The 55.292 to that 61.89 in a very, very short time. Because of that short time frame, I think Bouncer will make a correction here shortly, as it had another huge rise, and we're seeing that it is at its all-time high. Bouncer is a fairly new coin. You got to remember that as well. So, with the rise this high, it will see a decrease. Hopefully a stabilization that is above $36, because we had a small stabilization here about 35, 38, 36, around there. So if we can see this stabilize maybe at like $52, we would be in good shape. Bouncer would be at a good spot, and investing at the stabilization is always a good idea, because it's going to be hard to pick the dip every time, and with the stabilization level, you're going to be able to get in before a rise. So it's up to you. If you want to invest, obviously do your own research. I'll never give you guys financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it does look like Bouncer is, potentially long-term hold. You could definitely make some short-term gains probably on these stabilizations. You're seeing big dips on these stabilizations. If you find that to reoccur, obviously you see it here as well. You buy in, obviously, the dip, and then you can ride the stabilization to a higher point, and you would be pretty well off on a short-term hold. But that's going to be my price prediction on Bouncer. I'm just going to give you exact numbers now. So this is what I'm thinking for the end of March. I think that this will be actually right about $63 to $64. And then I think in April it's going to have a good comeback again. It's going to reach that $70 mark. And I think that by the end of the year, Bouncer could be a $90 to $100 coin. I don't see huge growth within this year because Bouncer is still fairly new. I think they have a lot of potential, and they could be a $200 coin by the end of the year if everything goes to plan. They have new projects that come in to fill these slots that they're needing. But Bouncer definitely could become a $200 coin by the end of the year. It's just not practical. I think it ends up being a $90 to $100 coin by the end of 2021. So that's going to be my exact price predictions for you guys. Hopefully we get right on. Obviously, we're not going to be right on every time, like we have been pretty lucky with our predictions in the past. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Let me know if there's any coins you want me to take a look at. I always try to take a look at as many coins as you guys comment. Obviously, it's not going to be always possible, but leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so Jim Joe Bob III doesn't find a video on the suggested and beat you to the newest and greatest information on the crypto universe. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in today's video, and I will see you in the next one.